Why is it so difficult to build up a customer relationship where you get repeat business when it comes to having a plumbing business? I'm going to talk about it through my experiences as someone who's been in the industry for over 21 years, and I do jobs, do private jobs as well. Also get calls like every other plumber, and I'm available at some points and sometimes I'm not. So I want to address the elephant in the room, which is the question, why is it so difficult to get repeat customers or get more business as a plumber? Basically, it's an industry which has got a high demand, yeah? And it's whoever can get there first. Sometimes people beat people's prices and sometimes people beat people's availability. For someone who is going to be available to do the job at the split of a hat, or they haven't got nothing to do, of course they're going to take that job because it will see them over. Sometimes we refer to these jobs as ticking you over jobs. There are many of them what you get, which might be little odds, sods, like 1 or 2 taps somewhere. You might be having to unblock a drain or something like that. It's not something which you would normally do, but it would see you over for the time being until you get onto jobs which you rather prefer to do, which might suit yourself, depending on the individual. I thought about this and I thought there's also another big reason why you don't get the jobs or you don't get them repeat jobs. It's simple. It's because customers are not loyal. You have to understand that people will definitely shop about for the cheapest option or for an option which is compared to yours but has different perks to it. A simple example is like there was some type of, I want to say British Gas do some type of drainage or something like that, a drainage package or something like that, and it's like £1 a month or something like that. Something like that. There's something like that going on, and you will be beaten by that all the time because your price will be higher than that, depending on how much the sign up fee is and plus your rate. You would be beaten at the end of the day. So I've actually heard other plumbers say that they would sign up for this because, you know, it's only £1. It doesn't, and that's where I'm quoting that from. If I can find it, I will find what I'm talking about and put it on the screen over here. But my point is that it's a competitive market, and it being a competitive market, you needing to be available when others are needing you is a bit like a seesaw, right? So you could be at home, chilling out, relaxing. Someone gives you a call. Hey, I've got this block toilet. It's in Finsbury Park. Do you mind doing it? After that first, it's either a yes or no, innit? You're gonna get up and go because someone else will be called if you're not available. I've had people message me on my Instagram straight away and say like, "Oh, are you available to do a job?" or "Could I get you to do this?" And because I don't respond within a quick enough time, yeah, they will find someone else. Or at certain points, they've actually waited until I've called them and they've said, you know what, I'm waiting for you because I prefer you to do it. I've watched a couple of your videos and stuff like that, that's really nice. When I was pumping out a lot of videos on Instagram, I used to get that a lot. And I realised there's like a formula here, like the way I pump out the videos, and it allows people to see what I'm doing as like a self-advertisement moment. But that really helped with that cycle of work, putting it out, other people asking me, and then getting in contact with me via Instagram or via the email and stuff like that. A few people have been emailing me before, and through TikTok as well, surprisingly, even though I don't post as much on there. But I guess I've got a certain amount of videos on there which replicates what I do as a tradesperson. So I think people just make it make sense and say, do you know what, let me message this person because I'm sure they're a plumber and I'm sure they would do it, and the name is Mr. London Plumber. So, you know, maybe that the light bulb goes off in their head. But us as an individual, as I'm talking for people who are tradespeople now, how we combat that is just like the way I said, social media is a big help to actually getting you out there and actually putting you in front of people who are actually looking for that, right? So some people will probably search plumbers in London or something like that and see what profiles come up, and obviously have a skim through at some stuff what you do post and see if it's for them, innit? They might say, oh, I like this person, or I like this person's personality, or this person seems like they're the right person for the job, and that's what their thought process goes off of when it comes to that. And when we talk about pricing, I think a lot of us don't understand that the rate of, what you charged last time, which might have been, let's say you charged £100 last time, because everything's went up in price, cost of living, parking, petrol, the service goes up as well. That's just something which has to happen. So adding on that extra £180 from last year, so we're at £180 for a call out. I wouldn't do it for 180. I'd want a little bit more personally, and that's what I do. I stick to a certain rate which is higher than that for a call out, because it covers all costs, and at least I have something to walk back from, which is a little bit of scratch in my pocket, which helps the situation, because I feel when I was doing it before, I wasn't charging accordingly, and I had to learn, because I'm a business. I'm not just someone who is acting upon like, oh, I'm just a plumber, just turning up. No, I'm running a business, so I've got to charge accordingly, and that affects me personally. But there are quite a lot of people that just come through this channel anyway, and they realise it's going to be money anyway, so they pay. I haven't had any comebacks when it comes to that at the moment, so I'm quite proud of that, because we've got that outlined during the business, which I feel is important as well to anybody's growth, because time is money, and if people want you individually, they got to pay for that you service, innit? And that you service comes at a higher rate at the end of the day. There's no way going around it. I don't want to do it forever. I want to do it so we make money, be able to invest in other things, and start doing the things which I'm doing at the moment, which is making content which is meaningful to help the next generation and other people answer questions which are definitely out there. Like, why is it that I'm not getting repeat business? Why is it that I'm not getting more customers? Customers are very disloyal when it comes to certain things. I've seen people be very finicky when it comes to the end finish of what someone is delivering them and what their expectations is. Your expectations should always be high, and you should hold good standards within your own work, because it's your trademark. It's you leaving your touch on the job. So I was always taught that when you work, you should be so clean that they don't even know that you was here. That's what I've been taught from my uncle. So I try to do jobs like that as much as I can, because it stops me from being a messy plumber, it stops me from being lazy, and it stops me from being undue diligent. Due diligent is making sure that you got everything done and stuff like that. I try to make sure I do that, because it's been stamped in me, and and when I look at the person who is like my mentor, which is my uncle, I rate his plumbing highly. Do you get it? Like, I've seen him get some things wrong, but I wouldn't have known where to start at that point. But again, it allows me to realise that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay not to be able to understand this side of the business, because repeat business, how to promote yourself, having a digital footprint, these are things which are never taught to you at any part of your MVQ level 2 or MVQ level 3. That's more to do with business. And you can self-learn nowadays. There's a lot of educational content which is on YouTube, just like this video, which helps you understand how to get your business out there, because that has to be part of this video as well, because people want to know, okay, we've identified that people are not loyal and prices are going up and someone else might get there before you, but how do we kind of combat some of these things? We combat them with doing social media, getting your face out there. There's this rule about having 1,000 followers who are loyal, they say it will pay for your life. I'm going to try and find that thing because I saw that myself and I actually looked it up. It was an interesting read. So I'll put it up on the screen now so you can see it. And that made me think, wow, I've got more than 1,000 followers. I've got 10,000. What's going on for my life? Anyway, I thought I need to start focusing on how to structure things a lot better, which helped me, but also helped the people who was watching me. So that's why I've decided to make a video like this. And the other things I would always say is having a digital footprint online. I know there's a lot of old school, what they would call themselves, not on the internet type of people that just know barely how to work the camera on their phone, and they don't do videos, they don't do stuff like that. But we're in 2025. You need to get with the time. The time is to be on the internet. The time is to make your digital footprint. The time is to make your business known, what you do, because word of mouth is always a great way to promote your business, yeah? But if you're not generally coming in contact with that many people, how many people can you tell? And even if you ask some of your friends to repost something what you've done, it will help. It will get your flyer out there. I mean, me personally, I've had one digital flyer which is online, and I still get calls from it now. I don't post it often. I think the last time I posted it was about 3 years ago. And I still get little random calls from it now, which I'm thankful for at the end of the day, because I think it was an avenue which I had to explore to understand if it worked, and it definitely does work. That was being part of certain groups like online, which are communities and stuff like that, and it just allowed you to post a flyer and promote your business. That was a great way to get your name out there. But again, if it's got like your social medias on it, and stuff like that, people can follow you, and you can create a relationship with some of these people, because some of these people might be landlords and stuff like that. They might be looking for specific tradespeople like plumbers like myself. That's why I put myself in those corners and crevices of the internet, because it's a massive place, man. I can't just stop at YouTube because everybody doesn't watch YouTube. I originally started my content creating journey just on Instagram, just being happy to film myself, but realizing what I was going through, how it helped promote my business, and I was able to do things which I never thought I would do at the end of the day. They're not for everyone, some of the things which I've done. Most recently, just finished a collaboration with Lucozade, so that is on my page. That video is out now as well, so go and check that out, because that's something which I enjoyed, being with all the other content creators from different trades, from plasterers to joiners to bricklayers to dry liners and to electricians. Really cool campaign. Bring the energy, look out for it. Let's get back to what we were talking about. So when it comes to our ideas, what we're going to do to combat our problem of the non-repeat business is we're going to put ourselves out there. We're going to create a digital footprint, and we're going to make a flyer as well, because I feel like that's important. When you have a flyer, to be able to, a digital flyer which is online, which you can mock up using a lot of things. There is easy ways how to use ChatGPT now. You just got to understand how to give it prompts. Again, if you're a person that says they don't use the internet and stuff like that, you need to find one of your nephews, your nieces, someone who does, and someone who can help you, so you can get in the right direction. For any of those things, I think, are doable by doing just a little bit of research online, and not just watching this video, actually going and finding out what you can create on ChatGPT, finding out how easy it is for you to set up a social media. Make sure you've got that separate line number, which is a phone number which is just dedicated to your trade. I've had that for a long time, and I've said that that's made all the difference, because my personal and my business shouldn't be mixing at the end of the day. It's two different lives. Do you understand? I don't want to see people popping up, looking at my stories and stuff like that. You know, there's nosy people. So no, thank you. Keep things separate. and it makes things look very much more professional. These are just things which I've done over the time. Like, over the time, I can remember when I got my first t-shirts printed up, Mr. London Plumber, with the logo on it. I was so proud, such a proud moment for me. But I realised at that point I was really starting to take my business a lot more serious than just posting, making a video and just answering 1 or 2 calls. I wanted to turn up looking like the part, how people saw me on social media. So that made me address certain things, make sure that I was always dressed in the correct attire to be able to work, fresh boots, boot covers, all stuff like that. And it breeded another level of confidence within myself and ability, and saying that to myself, right now I'm ready to step up, to go to the next step, which is doing more jobs, meeting more customers, more clients, making sure that I'm getting more reviews on my business Google page. That was a big thing as well. Like, I think that's not spoke about as much as it's necessary, but if you've got a lot of reviews, you're going to get people calling you. That's just a fact. Not all of those reviews could be 10 out of 10, but at the end of the day, try and do your best. If you keep that level of standard where you go, yeah, that level of feedback will follow you for wherever you go. Just remember that. And it's like, if someone found you online that way, they're able to definitely write a review on their interaction with you as well. So be wary of that, man. I think at this point, people shouldn't be telling you about your behavior. It's more about your behavior so you can attract the next job. And it might be showing your ability. I think sometimes when I've done talkovers, when I'm narrating over a video, which might be an installation or something, people enjoy it, but they understand I know what I'm talking about. And I pride myself on that, because that's what my mentors taught me. That's what the people who I rate in plumbing have taught me about business, is know what you're talking about. And when you know what you're talking about, it's easy for you to explain it to others. It sounds very easy and just off the dome, but those are the things which make a lot of these other things a lot easier. So me being able to explain what I do as a plumber or a job when someone wants something done, it makes it very easy for them to pick me as a person. I understand that, and I play on it, because you know, you should show your ability and your skill, because that's what people pay for. And they will always pay for a person who knows what they're talking about, a person who's got good punctuality, and a person that's got good prices. That person is always gonna trump all the time. They don't have to do as much as everybody else as well, because everybody else is cutting a lower rate, less jobs, higher rate. Do you get it? That's my way of me looking at how to move forward from people not calling you back or not getting that repeat job. Again, sometimes it's just how it is. People decide to go for other people. I've seen people pick handymen to look at a leak, and this leak was a bit too big for this handyman, because he didn't have the tools what he needed, and he didn't know where he was looking for it. I actually helped him, which I made a video about, which you should watch after this video actually, and I just talk about what it was like for me to turn up there as the engineer and this other person not really have an understanding about what's going on. So watch that video after you watch this. But if you found any help within this video, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, because content like this is meant to help others answer questions which they don't have no one to answer to. So I don't mind answering some things in the comment section below. I will be here for it. But I would ask you, if you enjoyed this content, to subscribe to the channel and put your notifications on, and look out for the next drop, which will be that video what I told you about just now, the conversation with the guy who didn't know a lot. On that note, I'm out.